Hello viewers, you're welcome back once again to my channel, and you will understand with me for some months now. I've actually been sharing a lot of information videos on how you can actually feed your snails very well, the particular feed that will enhance the growth of your snail and their well-being in general. But today I'm actually want to share a particular experience on a particular food mixture that I tried out in my snail farm, and the result was actually terrible. It happens to kill a lot of my snails, so I want to share it with you people so that you take heed and take caution. Maybe whenever you want to feed it with your snail, you should know that it's a no for you. So what exactly is this particular food mixture? So it's actually a mixture of calcium with a formulated one. And how did I formulate it? I actually got yam peas. The yam peas, now after you must have peeled your yam, the bag. So I actually get these things from the roadside people that sell bole, and from the ones I have personally used at home. So after I must have gathered to a large extent, a very quantity one, that's a very big one. So what I did was that I sun dried them. So as I was getting, I was sun drying. As I was getting, I was sun drying them. So when I must have gathered these yam peas to a large quantity, all I did was that I now have to get it to formulate it. So I didn't just formulate it alone. I added my calcium. So I formulated it with my calcium supplement. So now after I must have formulated it, the next day I get it, mix it the proper way I normally mix my calcium feed and my snail formulated feed, and serve to my snails. But to my greatest surprise, the next day when I came to check on them, I discovered that they didn't eat it as they normally eat, because from experience, whenever I serve my snail with those food, I observe that they normally finish it. Even if they don't finish it, they remain a little, but most of the time they finish everything that you will even be looking for what you give them. So I now discovered that they didn't actually feed on this particular food mixture the way they normally feed in other ones. So I removed it that day, and I said probably maybe I was just assuming maybe they were still okay what they ate the previous day and the rest of that. So I removed it. Then that same day, the evening, after I must have cleaned the farm, the pen, and then I was putting food for them, I also served them with that particular food. I served them the same food. So the next day when I came again, I discovered that they didn't actually eat that particular food well. So when I was not cleaning I have to remove it. So when I was not cleaning the pen, I was like, is it actually that these snails don't like this particular food mixture, or what exactly could be the cause? So when I was not cleaning the pen, I have to remove the leftover ones, and I discovered that some snails wasn't active again. Men looking at them, you will know that something is wrong somewhere. I was like, what actually could be the problem? What has happened? So all I did was that as fast as I could, after I must have cleaned the place, I have to separate them. I have to separate them to those ones that wasn't that active. I have to separate them to a new pen where I was actually monitoring them, so that I will be sure of what is actually going wrong. And at the end of the day, the next day, and I didn't serve that night when I was removed that, I didn't serve them with that particular food again. I have to give them only calcium feed now, so that probably if there is anything wrong, it could have maybe revived them and all the rest of it. But to my greatest surprise, after that night when I must have given them that calcium feed, the next morning I discovered that some has already died. From those ones that I separated, discovered that some of them was actually dead. I was like, what actually is it that this particular food mixture was not actually good for their system? Is it that they are reacting to it, or what exactly is wrong? So what I did was I said, okay, let me be sure. I want to be sure of what is going on. I removed them, and then I got about 20 pieces and separated them again in a separate pen, about 20 pieces. I said, let me be sure, let me experiment this now to be sure of what actually is happening, if it's actually from this feed or not. So when I must have separated that 20 pieces to a separate spread, I got that same feed again, mixed it the proper way I normally mixed, and served to them. And the next day, when I came to clean the place and to remove it, I discovered also that they didn't eat that food very, very well. I said, okay, it's like they don't like this particular food entirely. So I didn't remove it entirely. What I did was that same night, as I finished cleaning the place, I happened to mist the food itself again. I just mixed it again to be okay, and still left it there for them. Then the next day when I came back, it was terrible. What I meant was that they didn't even, it's just portion of it that they tried. Maybe they felt that is maybe it's another food and go to that place, and it wasn't, so they left it all alone for me. But I observed now that this nest, most of them was no longer active. Some wasn't even moving again. Some was now excreting a different kind of things, and I knew that I was actually in a hot seat. So in that case now, what I did was I have to remove the feed entirely. I have now discovered that okay, it was actually this feed that is giving them issue. Probably it's not good enough for their system, or they are reacting to it. So what I did was that I fast as I could, I now have to give them calcium bath. Those particular set of snail, those 20 pieces, I have to give them calcium bath. But what I observed once again was that I noticed that normally when you feed your snails with your snails, their physics, that their poop now is actually based on what you fed them. What I mean is that if you fed them with, let's say, maybe bitter leaf or any vegetable that is greenish in color, you find out that their physics, their poo will be greenish in color as well. But sometimes when you feed them with maybe the formulated feed or calcium feed, you find out that their poo tend to be whitish in color because of what they actually fed. So I now observed that their physics has changed entirely. It was brownish, yellowish in color. And because of what I use in formulating the food, the mixture, just as I explained to you, it was actually yam peels, and I didn't actually wash the peel before sun drying it and before formulating it. I just got it, sun dry it, and as I was sun drying it till it got to a large quantity before I now formulated. So because of the peel, the color of yam peel now, so it changed the color of the feed entirely. It was as if it's will I say yellowish in color or brownish in color. That was how it was coloring because of the yam peel. So it didn't work well. What I did was that, and I have to give those 20 snails calcium bath as fast as possible, so that I can see if I can be able to revive them once again. So, but after that day, the next day, as I give them the calcium feed, I have to serve them with fruit now. I have to serve them with fruit. I gave them watermelon and I think pawpaw. Then the next day, it was terrible. I happened to find out that 5 out of that 20 was actually gone. So they died. They all died for about 5. So, and I say that okay, it's definitely, there is no two ways about it, must be this feed, because I have now experimented it to be sure, and it has given me the result I'm looking for. So I now discovered that the food was a no for them. What I did, that I formulated in a large quantity. What I did was I have to go and discard them. I didn't even try feeding them with it again. That was why I'm sharing this video, so that probably you are thinking of using yam peel to formulate your own or something of that nature. You should know that it's actually a red flag. But I'm not saying that there's some person that it might actually work well for. I wouldn't know, but I'm sharing with you my own personal experience that it didn't work out well for me. The result was terrible. It actually killed a lot of my snails. So, but I wouldn't know if you have actually tried it and it works well for you. Please drop it in the comment section so that I will know. If you have tried using yam peel to formulate either your feed or your calcium feed, and you fed them to your snail and they all survived, you didn't have any negative effect, please, I want to know. Use the comment section to tell us so that I will be sure probably that it didn't happen to only me. I will know that probably there is some other person that have actually tested it and the result was also negative, or I will know that to some persons the result was in the positive aspect of it. So, but for you that have not actually tried it, my advice to you is that you should know that it's actually a red flag, one. And for any reason, if you want to try it, you can just experiment using maybe few snails. You can just get 5 or 10 snails, keep in a separate pen, and experiment with them to be sure that they will like it. If you give it to these 5 or 10 snails the first day and they ate it very, very well, the next day there was no reaction, they were all very active. Maybe the next day you try it again, there was no reaction, they were also very active, then you can know that probably you don't have issue with that, it will work well for you. But for you to just get it, introduce it in your entire snail, that might not be a good idea, because it might also affect you in the negative aspect, and then you end up losing a lot of your snails. So that's what I actually tend to share with us today. Remember, if this is your first time of visiting this channel, do well to click on that subscribe button below this video, turn on the bell notification icon so that whenever I release any video, you will also be notified about it. And also share this video, like this video, so that it will actually help this video to rank on YouTube. And if you have not actually joined our Telegram group, it's actually a group of snail farmers where we have a lot of snail farmers. We share issues together, we help one another, we share ideas and the rest of it. Please do well to join. The link to that Telegram channel is in the description of this video. Click on that link to join the Telegram channel. Thank you once again for watching this video. See you in our next video. Bye for now.